of us have been there. You have an amazing workout, you feel so good, then 1 to 2 days later, you literally can't move and feel like you've been hit by a truck, making daily tasks sometimes that much more difficult. That's what I'm talking about in this video today. What is DOMS, aka delayed onset muscle soreness? Why does it happen and what are the symptoms of DOMS? 3 easy ways to relieve muscle soreness. Is there anything you can do to prevent it in the first place? And is a lot of muscle soreness a sign of a good workout? And make sure you watch all the way to the end because I'm gonna answer one of the most common questions I get. Should you still train or do your workouts when you are experiencing extreme muscle soreness from your previous workouts? So by the end of this video, my goal is to give you everything you need to know about delayed onset muscle soreness around your workouts. I want to get right into it as usual, but before we dive in, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you get a notification when I release a new video just like this one every single week. My name is Michelle Roots, kinesiologist, personal trainer, nutrition coach, and fitness and fat loss motivation specialist with over 16 years experience helping people get stronger, decrease body fat, and become the best versions of themselves. And I created this channel to help answer all of your questions on fitness and fat loss in the simplest and most easy way to understand. So if you find this video helpful, make sure you give it a like, leave me any questions in the comments below. I'm always happy to help you guys out. So what is DOMS? DOMS stands for delayed onset muscle soreness. And it's basically the muscle soreness you feel after any strength training session, workout, or strenuous activity. You can start experiencing it anywhere between 12 to 24 hours after your workout and often from 24 to 72 hours later. You know, we all know that feeling. You have a really good workout, say on Monday, Tuesday morning you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm not that sore. Okay, maybe I didn't push myself hard enough, or maybe, oh, I lucked out, I didn't get that sore. And then about Tuesday, late afternoon, evening comes along, you start feeling things, and then Wednesday morning you wake up, boom, been hit by a truck. And you're like, I didn't get away with it. It's very, very common in the second day for this muscle soreness to appear. So what you are experiencing there, again, is delayed onset muscle soreness. Okay, so now that we know what DOMS is, what are some of the symptoms of DOMS? Muscles will feel tender to the touch. For example, if you've done some crazy tricep exercises that you haven't done in a long time, or you did a different exercise, or you went a little bit heavier than you usually do, you might actually feel tender to touch in the triceps or your abs or your legs, whatever muscle you were working, it might feel tender to the touch. You might experience a reduced range of motion because of the stiffness of the muscle. So for example, maybe if your lats are tight or any of your shoulder muscles, you might not be able to reach as high up over your head as you usually can because the muscles are so stiff. You might experience swelling in the affected muscles, some muscle fatigue, and of course, short-term strength loss, meaning you won't feel as strong as you did during the workout you actually did, again, because your muscles are in the recovery process. But just note, this is just a short-term strength loss. It's only because of the pain, the tenderness, and the stiffness. So what actually causes delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS? So when you are doing strength training, say a bicep curl. So I'm curling the dumbbell up and down, I'm working my bicep muscle in order to try and get stronger. When I'm working that muscle, I'm actually causing little microscopic tears in the muscle as well as the connective tissues. And those little tears are gonna lead to more inflammation and a shift of electrolytes and fluid. So it's your body's response to something is breaking down in the body. My body's response is to fix it. And when your body starts to heal those microscopic tears, that's when you start to feel the soreness. Most likely people experience delayed onset muscle soreness when they are doing something that they haven't done in a long time. So for example, I talk a lot on this channel about body recomposition. So say you are starting a strength training journey and you've never really done any strength training before, or you've taken some time off and you're getting back into it, you most likely for the first few weeks are gonna feel some delayed onset muscle soreness because you're shocking your system a little bit. Or say you haven't gone for a hike in a really long time. I live here in Vancouver, BC, and we have an insane hike called the Grouse Grind. It's pretty much straight up for 40 minutes, if that's how long it takes you. Some people it takes 2 hours, it depends. But you are pretty much hiking upstairs up the side of a mountain. If you haven't hiked for an entire year since you did the Grouse Grind last year and you haven't done any strength training, you haven't done anything, and you go hike the mountain, you're most likely gonna feel it the next few days. So now that we know what delayed onset muscle soreness is, why we experience it, what are some of the things we can do to help relieve some of that stiffness and pain and tenderness and lack of range of motion that we experience after some of our workouts. Here are 3 things you can do to help relieve some of that muscle soreness. My first tip is foam rolling, or what they call myofascial release. So you can use a lacrosse ball or a foam roller, basically a self-massage using your own body weight. It's not gonna feel like a nice massage that you lay down and someone's just rubbing you. I call it hurt so good. So it might hurt a little bit, but you're just gonna go nice and slow, only applying the amount of pressure that feels comfortable to you. But what it's gonna do is help increase the blood flow to your muscles, release muscle tightness, and address some trigger points that might have developed in your muscles. This in turn is gonna help your muscles heal faster and get them returning back to normal function. And right after foam rolling or myofascial release, I suggest doing some dynamic or active stretching. So still continuing to increase the blood flow in your muscles. It's gonna feel better. It might be hard when you're a bit more stiff, but I promise you it will help relieve some of the discomfort. Second way to help try and ease some of your delayed onset muscle soreness is Epsom salt baths. This is the old school way. If you were an athlete, I'm sure you've used this in the past, or if you know an athlete, or I'm sure you've heard of this before, but it really, really does work. Epsom salts are dissolved into the warm water. They're broken into magnesium and sulfate. And magnesium is major key for muscle recovery and reducing inflammation. So aim to sit in a warm bath for only about 10 to 15 minutes, no longer than that, and you should see some relief from that delayed onset muscle soreness. Tip number 3 are probably things you should be already doing in your daily routine, but you just wanna make sure you prioritize them when you're experiencing muscle soreness. Movement, so daily movement, AKA just getting your steps in, not just sitting in a chair the entire day. Hydration and protein. So first of all, just daily movement is going to keep the blood flow going to your muscles and prevent more stiffness. We all know if you're sore and you sit down at a desk for 8 hours and you get back up again, that's not gonna help relieve any of your stiffness. So try your best to get up, go for a walk, do light movements in order to help keep the blood flow going to your muscles and help relieve that stiffness in your muscles. Then we look at hydration. So again, you should be doing this already if you were on a fitness or fat loss journey, or just for overall general health. I talk about this on my channel all the time, how important water is and how people usually aren't drinking enough water every day, but especially when you're experiencing muscle soreness, hydration is very, very important. Research has found that because water helps flush toxins from your body, when your muscles are breaking down, they are releasing waste products and toxins, and those need to be filtered out of the body. So increasing your hydration and making sure you're hydrating is going to help flushing out of those toxins that are causing your muscle soreness. And of course, like I talk about on this channel all the time, the importance of protein. Protein is the building block of muscle. So after a strength training workout, you should be getting your protein in anyway, and you should be hitting your 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight minimum every single day if you are looking to lose fat, if you're looking to build muscle. So after your workouts, you should be making sure protein is a priority to help build those muscles and help them recover. So just like any other day, make sure you are prioritizing your protein intake to help your muscles with the rebuilding process. So now we know how to treat our muscle soreness if we're experiencing it, but what are some things we can do to help either prevent it completely or reduce the amount of delayed onset muscle soreness we feel after our workouts? My first tip is if you are going from 0, absolutely no exercise, just ease yourself into your workouts. So if, say, you used to bench press 135 pounds 2 years ago and you haven't been to the gym in 2 years, don't go and put 135 pounds on the bar and try and get right back into it. Ease yourself into your workouts. If you haven't run in 2 years and you used to run marathons, don't go out on day 1 and run a marathon. Ease your body back into it. Or if you've never strength trained before, don't feel like you need to keep up with anybody else you see on Instagram or social media or anyone else you see in the gym. You are on your own journey. Ease your body into it, see how you feel the next day, and go from there. My next tip is proper warm-ups, proper cool downs, foam rolling post-workout, stretching post-workout. So a proper warm-up will include some type of cardiovascular exercise to get your blood flowing, get your heart rate up, even just for 3 to 5 minutes. You're gonna do some dynamic stretching, so lengthening your muscles, increasing your range of motion, again, getting more blood flow to your muscles. You're gonna do some activation, and then you're gonna go into your workout. After your workout, you're going to do a cool down, which is going to include some foam rolling or long static stretches where you're doing long, slow holds to really lengthen lengthen the muscles. A few other things that might help are taking a branched chain amino acid. I talk all about BCAAs in this video right here. I'll link that in the description below if you're not sure what BCAAs are and what they actually do for you. But most important to remember is often when you challenge your body a little bit more, or you increase your weight, or you run a little bit longer than you normally did, it's completely normal to experience a little bit of delayed onset muscle soreness. So just remember that if you get sore, you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't push yourself too hard. Once in a while, and as your body gets used to, say, strength training. So once you're on like week 2 of your strength training journey, you're not gonna be getting as sore after every single workout. The key is being consistent with it, letting your body ease into it and keep going, and then continuing to challenge yourself a little bit at a time. Once in a while, you're gonna do an exercise and you're gonna be like, wow, definitely felt that one, or you're gonna increase your weight in your deadlift, or you're gonna do more chin-ups than you did last week, and you're gonna experience a little bit of soreness. It's totally part of the journey, but I hope using these tips will help you prevent how much you experience or help you relieve it when you are feeling really stiff. Is delayed onset muscle soreness the sign of a good workout? Okay, we're almost to the end, but I just wanna touch base quickly on this no pain, no gain thing. Especially on social media, you know, people are like, I wanna destroy my legs so bad, I don't wanna be able to walk tomorrow, or personal trainers get a really bad rep. And a lot of them are out there on the internet telling people that if you're not sore, it wasn't a good workout and you need to push yourself harder and blah, blah, blah. This is not true, people. It's kind of the same as if you're not drenched in sweat and a puddle on the floor after every single workout. It doesn't mean it wasn't a good workout, especially when you're looking at things like strength training. So I talk a lot about progressive overload and following a strength training regimen or a program where you are continuously trying to challenge yourself and apply progressive overload in specific exercises. So there's gonna be some days when you might be lifting the same weights that you did last week or doing the same reps that you did last week. You're not gonna be sore after that workout, and you might not be a sweaty mess. That doesn't mean it wasn't a good or effective workout. As long as your workouts are working you towards your goals, you feel good, and they make you feel way better after, that is a sign of a good workout. And like I said before, once in a while, you're gonna increase your weight, or you're gonna increase your reps, or you're gonna get a little bit lower in your squats, or you're gonna do more chin-ups than you did, and you will experience a little bit of delayed onset muscle soreness. That's fine. Do not use how sore you are, or how sweaty you are, or how many calories your Apple Watch says you burned as a determinant of a good or bad workout. And last but not least, a question I get all the time from my in-person clients, online coaching clients, and a lot of just people in general is, should I be exercising or doing a workout if I'm experiencing some delayed onset muscle soreness? So there's different scenarios and different answers to this question. So the first thing I always tell people is, if you are just a little bit sore, but often when you start warming up, or you do your warm up for your workout and you do some stretches, and once you get some blood flow to the muscles and your muscles get warm, often you're gonna be able to push through that workout. I definitely recommend, if your legs are really sore, try not to do another leg day and really stress those muscles again and not go hard on your leg. Maybe switch it up and do an upper body strength workout. But if you feel like you're sore where doing things like daily tasks such as going up and down the stairs or sitting in a chair and standing up are very, very difficult, or reaching your arm over your head, and you're not able to do that with really good range of motion or without pain, I would say probably just take a day off and go for a walk and focus on that foam rolling and stretching that I talked about earlier in the video. Because what we don't want to happen is, if your range of motion is restricted because of your muscle soreness, like for example, if you're not able to squat with proper form because, say, your quads or your hamstrings are really tight, you might actually cause more pain, or you might actually cause injury because of that decrease in your range of motion. Or let's be honest, the workout's just not gonna feel good. So at that point, if you're really pushing through pain, I would say just take a rest day, do some recovery stuff, but still move your body to get some blood flow going. So whether it's walking on a treadmill, ride a bike, do an elliptical, and then follow that with some static stretching, foam rolling. Focus more on the recovery so that the following day you be ready to go and crush your workout. So there you go, guys. That's the basics of pretty much everything you need to know about muscle soreness or delayed onset muscle soreness after your workouts. As usual, I hope this video was really helpful. If you have any questions, again, leave your questions in the comments below. I'm always happy to help out. Make sure you give it a like. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you're interested in having letting me hold you accountable to your workouts with my one-on-one online fitness and nutrition coaching. I'll leave a link in the description below as to where you can find out more information about working with me one-on-one through my Train for Life fitness app. So thanks so much for watching today, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week.